Yikes, can you feel that excitement building? Let's take a look at the Hunsaker Vortex smoker. Stick around. There's nothing like getting a new grill or smoker delivered right to your front door. And I tell you what, Hunsaker did a really good job with delivery. The packaging, spot on. Look at that. Look at all those layers of plastic and bubble wrap, all to protect this gorgeous red beauty that I picked up. Lots of different colors you can choose from, but I chose red. And, it paid dividends. That wrap job really protected it well. No scratches, blemishes, dents, or anything. So, good job. So let's take a look at the inside components of the Hunsaker. This first device that you see here is the hanging rack, the circular hanging rack where you can hang ribs and chicken, whatever you want really, any kind of meat. And you can see it has the capacity to hold a lot. And it comes with this little hanging hook tool thingy that you can use to take things on and off so you don't burn your fingers, and makes things easier generally. Also, the charcoal basket. This really is the game changer for the Vortex. You see that metal rod sticking up. Well, that is where you put this thing, this propeller-looking thingy, which is the Vortex. The Vortex removes hot spots and creates sort of this, I guess, convection-type atmosphere inside the smoker. And then, of course, all of it sits inside this protective ring here. Hunsaker also comes with one rack. I purchased a second one just because that's how I roll. I also purchased this temperature gauge holder that easily screws onto the back of the Hunsaker, and you can get that off of their website. So let's take a look at the inside of the drum here. As you can see on the bottom there, you can see the air intake, and we'll take a look at the mechanism on the outside, how that operates in a second. Also, take a look at the shelving system, the rack system. You can fit up to 5 racks in here, and that's also a really great selling point for the Hunsaker. The other thing that people like about this Hunsaker is this floating hinge, as they call it. I think that's what they call it anyway. You can see that you can just easily keep the lid up without having to try to find a spot to put it anywhere. And that's all accomplished with this ingenious little latch right here. It's very easy to, as you can see, lift it up and down and, close things back up and get that drum sealed up tight again. The other thing I love about this Hunsaker is its mobility. I mean, look how easy it is to move this thing around. And it's, it's a big drum, 55 gallons. Now, yes, I am moving this around on my smooth concrete here, but it had no issues moving it from my front yard to my backyard. Seasoning the grill couldn't be easier. Just spray it down or oil it down inside all different parts that could rust. You need to coat them real well. You want to fill your charcoal basket about halfway full of briquettes or lump. I'm using Kingsford briquettes today. And I'm also using these Weber wax starter cubes. I put one underneath the charcoal basket, one on each side, just to ensure even lighting. It seems to work really, really well. And you want to get that back inside the drum before it gets too smoky. And then make sure that the air intake is in the start position. You want this thing wide open for a little while, and I'll show you what that start position looks like on the bottom. It's a really cool, easy way to do it. So everything's set up. You need to let that charcoal go wide open like this for about 15 minutes. And then after about 15 minutes, you want to start dialing things down and try to maintain temperatures at around 300 degrees, which is real easy to do, as you can see here. So I seasoned this for about 2 or 3 hours, I think, and this is the next morning, so I wanted to show you what that looks like. And you can see we're starting to get a nice light brown sort of color going there, which is what you want. And over time, of course, it's going to get darker and darker and more seasoned. But this initial seasoning looks pretty good. You can see the lid here has some nice color on it. And we'll continue to form that nice protective layer that you need as you do more and more cooks. Burned real efficiently. Look, I still had half of a basket of charcoal left after a couple of hours, so that's very, very impressive. Really, really pleased with how well this thing runs. So if you're in the market for a drum smoker, you really need to check out the Hunsaker. From the mobility to the temperature control to the build quality, it's all there. And check out the first cook I did on this, pork belly burn ends. If that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. Hey, if you like what you saw today, give us a like, a subscribe, a share, and don't forget to follow us at Far Beyond Barbecue on Instagram.